Hello guys! It is time for another sketchbook tour. It's been a while since I've actually done any kind of proper sketchbook tour. I've been working on a couple of sketchbooks at the same time, so that is why it's taken so long. I started this December 6th, 2019, and I've only recently just finished it. First of all, the stickers. These are all my stickers that I sold at my convention last year. I just stuck any of the spares that were on there. And then this one was a scrap sticker, one of my old pieces of artwork. So the first few pages are of my character River. Now River is actually the mother of my character Loki. And because she appears in my comic Interconnected, she really needed a design. And this piece is actually a reference to one of my Inktober pieces from 2019. I believe day 26, I think? I'm not entirely sure, but it's from a different perspective. The one that it was supposed to emulate was actually of Loki's dad. So this was the perspective of Loki's mom when they were younger. So Veronica is the queen of Verona, but she was a princess of Solaro. This kind of dives into the lore of my character universe a little bit, because Solaro and Leiluna, the kingdom that River was a princess of, those two actually merged with Loka and Verona. Originally it was supposed to be Leiluna merging with Verona and Solaro merging with Loka. However, it happened the other way around due to events in the story. So Veronica is actually Vanessa, Briar, James and Jacob's mother, so the main four children of Verona. Then we have some thumbnails for my painting with flat brushes video. Now, any videos that have reference in this sketchbook I will link up in the iCard or down below in the description, or just in a playlist. I'll figure it all out. Currently, I'm a little bit confused with myself. I think lockdown has permanently fried my brain. Then I have some painting with Schminker paints. So my Schminker Academy watercolor paints. And this was around Christmas time, or it was just before Christmas. So I did a little sketch of Ember and Jalal. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. It is very messy though. Around this time, I was thinking about using different watercolors just to see if I really liked certain brands, and also just to get more use out of other brands that I have. Another picture of Veronica. This was kind of like a concept that I was trying out with River and Veronica. Then we get on to the drafting for the competition entries that I did at the start of the year. The start of 2020 was basically all systems go with everything. My art goals, sorting out my mental health, other family issues as well. And one of my art goals at the start of the year was to enter more illustration competitions, and this actually turned into a video later on down the line because it had to be uploaded after a certain point. So the poems that I based all of these ideas off of were The Good Morrow. The other two appear slightly later in the book. So more concepts over here. Ruby and Alex, some very, very rough sketches. This was actually Christmas Eve. I remember doing this Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, even though they were good days overall, just looking back at them, they were so mentally draining and exhausting that I don't look back at them as being particularly good mentally. Just the whole Christmas period of 2019 was a little bit of a blur for me. I don't know what I was trying to do here. I did just draw a tree. This is River again. So here we have more concepts. So the other concepts were for Wild Nights, and here we have another Good Morrow concept. These two concepts ended up being the final concepts for the Good Morrow and Wild Nights. And then we also have The Trick, which does have multiple concepts around here. I tried to go for the Dreamcatcher a lot and just realised it wasn't working. More concepts for The Trick. This is supposed to be Lucille. I really don't feel like it looks like Lucille, but I tried. I think at this point I was going through a little bit of a rough patch with my artwork, and I feel like I'm still going through that rough patch. It never truly ended. So this was done with the Hemi Gouache. This was my first time ever using the Hemi Gouache, and since it was my first time using the gouache. It was very confusing of how to use it. Now I have a slightly better technique of using it, but I don't particularly hate this one. It's just the face and head I don't really like. Also, I just tried to force it and push it too far, and I think that's what it suffers from. I do like the lighting though. I think I was trying to sort out the family tree in terms of my Sims game, so just trying to work out who was who and also where each of the names go. So we have Brandon and Lucille. I love Brandon and Lucille, and if you're watching my Sims series at the moment, they are so cute. If you want to follow my Sims journey, then I will have my second channel linked down below, because I've recently turned it into a Sims channel, also based on my character universe. I know some people already know what's going to happen in the future because I do illustrate various points of the timelines and I do explain a little bit, but I never really give the full story because there's way too much for one video, and also it just grows by the day at this point. So this is a concept called Liquid Joy. I really want to do this concept as either an ink illustration, gouache illustration, or watercolor illustration at some point. So I don't know whether you can actually see what I wrote, but January 10th, 2020 is when I first started antidepressants, and it is a huge thing for me. I went through a lot trying to get used to said antidepressants, and the main reason why I call it Liquid Joy is because I personally can't swallow pills, so I have to have liquid form of medicines. So my antidepressant is actually in liquid form. I don't know whether this will be the concept I go with, because I really want to just sketch out other concepts for it, but this was my first initial concept for Liquid Joy. So then we have a world concept. I think this was Mariposa, or at least this was supposed to be Mariposa. I never really went into it, or I never really expanded upon it. So now we have a little bit of a spoiler for my comic. Whether this video will get uploaded before this part of my comic gets put in, I don't know, but I was just sketching out some of my ideas in my head. Obviously, this is not going to be perfectly lining up with what my comic illustrates. However, it was kind of sketching out my ideas. Then we have a page of sketches of Lucille and Brandon's kids. Oh, they're so cute. We have Felix, Adrian, and Orion. They're so cute. This is kind of like a spoiler for the Sims series. Because obviously I work ahead in my artwork and I want to try and follow the key events in my Sims series. I mean, the Sims series does not work on the official canon of my artwork, so it could end up somewhat different. And some of the concepts for my OC universe were started in the Sims rather than in the artwork, so it's kind of like a mix bouncing back of ideas, if that makes sense. I'm probably not making sense. So this is a picture of Loki. I think this was testing out my Mei-Liang watercolors. I liked them, it's just afterwards how they dried, and I don't know, there's something a little bit cloudy about the colours. Not that it was a bad thing, but these were actually pretty good watercolors overall. This was kind of like a redraw of a sketch I did in like 2016, I believe. Either that or 2017, I can't remember. As I said before, brain is actually fried. So these are designs for Felix and Kimi. This was supposed to be Lucille. Whether it looks like Lucille, I don't know. Also, these were concepts for Dressed to the Nines, which was a Scrawlerbox prompt of October 2019, I believe. I think it was one of my last few Scrawlerboxes that I received, and I still use the Spicker pen to this day to do notes and stuff. It's a pretty pen. So here's the Scrawlerbox that I did. I kind of wish I didn't do it in my sketchbook, but at the same time, I like the fact that it's in my sketchbook. It just adds some variety. And also, when people look through my sketchbook, there's actually something of substance to show them. We have some concepts. I think this was supposed to be a concept of Hallie. During this period of time, I was working with Hallie and the concepts of Brandon, Lucille, the future of Hallie as a kingdom. Also, I was drawing a lot of babies and toddlers because The Sims. Again, Brandon and Lucille, because I'm trash for that chip. Oh my god. Lucille, oh my god, this is Mei-Liang watercolor. I'm actually impressed by the Mei-Liang watercolor here. So a picture of Loki. I actually did the bio for Loki with this picture in one of my latest comic chapters. Draw this in your style, Lord Griss. Draw this in your style, Gloomy Bug. I actually sold the original of this one to Gloomy Bug. Gloomy Bug wanted to buy it off me. So I'm so happy that she's really happy with it, that she actually wanted to buy it off me. It's exciting because it's the first time I've actually sold traditional art outside of my family. Then we have Flippy and Aquaria. I think this was around May, was it? I'm not entirely sure if this was Mermay. It might have been. Either that or I'm just really tired at this point. Then we have Nicholas and Vanessa. This was during lockdown, and I think around this sort of time was when lockdown started, because I remember doing this and this was like one of the first few things I'd drawn since lockdown had started. I think that was supposed to be Lucille, but oh no. I was having some rusty times, okay? Don't ask me what this was. I think I was trying to do something, but it just didn't end up working. I was very bored and I had my watercolor with me. Loki and Elijah. Because I'm trash for OC ships, okay? Typhy! I love Typhy so much. She is one of my faves. This was with Core Watercolor, I believe. However, I don't think this ultramarine blue was Core Watercolor because it did not come with an ultramarine blue. So I had to use, I think, my Daniel Smith ultramarine. Either that or my White Knights ultramarine, I can't quite remember. But I do still love the way this came out. Brandon and Lucille, because I'm trash. There's a lot of failures with this as well. So Nicholas's bio picture, Lucille's bio picture for the comic. This one, at the time I'm recording this video, hasn't come out yet, so you'll probably see this video either before or after. I'm not entirely sure when it will come out. This one is the Instagram Designs My Character video. If you want to see the video where I actually do the sketching and just the overall coming up with the ideas, like step by step, I will link it in the iCard. I really like doing these videos, however, they take me such a long time. I think they take me a couple of days worth of sketching because I want to come back to it with fresh eyes and then just have new ideas. And I also get incredibly bored with sketching without music for a while. I also get incredibly distracted very easily. So this character, I believe, her name is Lilia Flutterby. She's so cute. I love her so much. I have actually given her a place in my character universe as well. And yes, she does have somebody she is shipped with because I am just trash, okay? Basically, the characters that were created in this sort of series do actually have a place in my character universe now. I think the only character from this series lacking any sort of a story in my character universe, I think, is Amari, but she does belong to a certain kingdom. So that's a start, at least. But then again, Amari was created before the idea of putting them into my character universes, so we're kind of having to shape the character universe around that character just to put her in, if that makes sense. Whereas now I'm making them specifically for a certain part of my character universe, which makes more sense chronologically. But no, Lilia fits in pretty well. So then we have Typhy again. So Typhy, this is actually kind of similar to what she wears in my Sims game, because I really wanted to just draw her in like a really, really pretty outfit. Just Typhy and her freckles. I love Typhy's freckles. This was the 3rd of May or the 4th of May. Yeah, this didn't turn out as well as I wanted. The 4th of May. Typhy and Hisoki. I'm trash for this ship too. I'm just trash for all of my OC ships, to be honest, but Typhy and Hisoki and Lucille and Brandon, they just took over this sketchbook. It's a little Kai, it's a Loki's future son. I think the thing that I don't like about this sketch is the fact that it feels like the neck is too long or like something is too big. Just, it doesn't look right, if that makes sense. Pearl? Because it was Mermaid, of course I had to draw Pearl. Lucille and Brandon, because again, I'm trash. Oh, Lucille and Brandon. This is when I got into my Sim series about them and I just wanted to continue just telling the story about them. Lucille and Brandon have literally just stolen this sketchbook and stolen my heart, let's be real. This is not Lucille, this is Briar. I think this was when I just started my Sim series and I was going to focus the next episode on the girls, so Briar, Alia, Ebony, and Lucille. So I think the second episode of my Sim series, that's when Isla was born, so I just decided to draw Isla again. It's been such a long time since I've drawn Isla, and this is actually a pen sketch. I'm so surprised at how nice these turned out. And these are actually swatches of the Heikala inks. This was when I first received them and I was just too excited to let them go. Then we have Sky. This was also a pen sketch as well. I was having a good sketching day. You know those days where you can just sketch so good and also in pen. Just, I want those days every day. Why can't I do that now? I think the marker that's used with this is actually Crayola. That's why it doesn't actually bleed through, because it's Crayola. We have more Typhy and Hisoki. Oh my god. I love them so much. I don't know what I was trying to do here, but I was trying something. This is so cute. Oh my god. Nicholas and Isla. I saw this picture on Pinterest. I found the artist. I think the artist is Susie Samiko on Tumblr, but I saw this pose and thought instantly of Nicholas and Isla, and I actually downloaded a Sims pose pack that kind of reminds me of this sort of pose for them. So I just wanted to do a drawing of them, and oh my god, it's so cute. I love it so much. Then we have Rocco and Christian. It was Pride Month, and I always like to draw them during Pride Month, which was in June. I didn't write a specific date, but this was done during June, I know that. Again with the Crayola marker, that makes an appearance. If you look closely, it tells you my plans for Lilia, the character that was created during the Instagram Designs My OC series. So this character's name is Lucian, and they're both so cute. I love them so much. So again, with the Pride Month sketches, so this is Pele and Octavia. So Pele is my lava princess, and then Octavia, she is actually an octopus-based character down in a krell. So yeah, kind of like a star-crossed lovers kind of thing, which I thought was really cute. I was having a really off day. I was not enjoying myself sketching. I was trying to push through it, but it was just having a really, really bad effect. I like this, but it's really messy. So Pele and Octavia. It's kind of a bigger version of this, or this. Then we get onto the Himi Gouache. Oh my gosh. So this was when I was trying to experiment with the Himi Gouache, and I decided to do a picture of Ebony, so one of my Dune princesses. In the Sim series, I know I refer to the Sim series a lot, but in the Sim series, Ebony is like one of the prettiest princesses. She is gorgeous. So I had to paint her. And underneath this gouache, there is actually an incredibly messy sketch. I don't know whether you can see it. If I bring it up close to the camera, you can probably see some of my sketch lines underneath it. And I kind of like that look. I think it's really, really pretty. It gives it a little bit more life. And I think after doing this, I gained more confidence with gouache. Then we have a picture of Anthony. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, this is when Anthony just feels so lonely. I don't like how small his shoulders are here, but once I lined it in pen, I couldn't really do anything about it, so I just surrounded the outside with black. Lucille and Brandon. I think this was me planning something for my Sims Instagram. I really wanted to do a picture of them cooking together. Oh my god. So this is one of my favorite. So after I gained the confidence with the ebony picture, I did a picture of Typhee in gouache. I really, really love this one. A very messy sketch of Typhee just turned into this, and I really, really love it. Oh my god. I will bring it up closely just to show you what the paper looks like because it doesn't come across in the Instagram post, but yeah, I ruined this paper. It looks really smooth when you zoom out, which is really, really lovely. It's just when you come up close, I ruined the paper. But yeah, I really love the way this came out. So on the last few pages, so this was supposed to be a picture of Lucille. This was following the same sort of colour scheme that I did with a digital piece. I was also trying to figure out my branding as well. And this one is actually of my new profile picture, which some of you guys actually caught on to me pretty much straight away because I was in the middle of changing it and experimenting with the sizing. And one of my subscribers, May, actually came to me on Instagram and was like, hey, pretty profile picture. I hadn't even finished trying to experiment with size on Instagram. She caught me in the act of changing my profile picture. So it's actually really, really nice. It appears in my sketchbook. And that is the end of this sketchbook. I really hope you guys enjoyed this sketchbook tour because I had a lot of fun just flipping back through my sketchbook. I went through a lot of rough patches while sketching in this sketchbook, and the fact that I only really sketched when I felt like it actually shows because there's a lot of time skips and time gaps during this sketchbook because it was started December 6th, at the end of June, early July. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking through the sketchbook with me. I would recommend subscribing with post notifications on because I have become incredibly inconsistent with my uploads because I've come to the point where I've just said to myself, upload when you feel ready to. Upload when you want to. I know committing to a schedule would be better for the channel analytically, but mentally for me, it's just not really feasible right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!